Hi, today let me show you how you can create drag and drop applications in Lazarus and Free Pascal. In Lazarus, you have two types of drag and drop operations. One is for files and folders, and the other one is for different elements on your form, which can um, accept or receive drag and drop operations from other objects on your forms. So I created for this a very simple application which is currently accepting drag and drop files from your operating system, and the second part of it is basically handling the drag and drop operations when you are dragging other elements on your form. So let's see how it works. So at first, the drag and drop file operation is working on a way that you can take a folder or file or even more files, and when you are dragging them over, so let's drag over this Pascal source file. When you drag it over to your form and you release it, then you will get the location of the file with the file name itself. And then, of course, you can handle it in your application. The second version is that when you have elements on your screen, you can drag them over to other elements, or you can just simply drag them over the form, and you can place them anywhere you want. So as you can see that now the label 2 is moved on the form, and when I release it, it remains where it was placed the last time. The other thing is that, of course, other elements can receive the drag operation. So when I'm dragging over the label 2 to label 1, it takes the caption of it. If I'm dragging it over to the panel, then I can create a message with the label caption. So these are the functions or procedures which I'm utilizing for the drag and drop operation, and let's see now how we can create the application itself. So I place the labels and the panel on the form, and the first thing is what you need to set if you want to accept drag and drop file operations is that on the form you have the allow drop files property, which is normally false. You need to set it to true, and with this the application will start to accept drag and drop operations. But of course this is not enough, because you need to have a code behind the drop operation. And the other thing is what you need to set here to automatically get these events triggered is the drag mode itself. So here the drag mode is either manual or automatic. The difference between the automatic and the manual operation is that if you set this drag mode to automatic, then the system will automatically handle the drag and drop operation. If you set it to manual, then you need to manually start the drag drop operation with the begin drag function, or begin drag procedure itself. So I was setting up one label with a manual and one with an automatic setting, just to show the difference between the two things. So if I'm going to label 1, you can see that I set the drag mode to manual, and for label 2 this is automatic, and the panel is also on drag mode manual. But this is not really important from that point of view, that the drag itself needs to be started. The drop, of course, you don't need to, but to to handle the drop operation, you will need to set something else. I will also tell what is that. So let's see how the drop file operation works. So in this case, you have an event on drop files. So this event is triggered if you drag a file over the form itself, and if you call this, you can handle the file names received by this procedure or event procedure. So in my case, I was just using the first file name. So if I would be dropping here more files, then the show message function would only show the first one. But of course, if you want to handle more files, then you need to do it on a way that you need to iterate through all the files you received. So as you could see, when I was drag and drop a file or folder from the system, then the application showed the location of the file name. So the file name itself is not just the name of the file, but also the exact location in the system. The other thing is what you need to set here is if you want to drag um, things over the system, you need to make sure that these objects are draggable. So you can pick them up and you can drop them somewhere. And in my case, I was using the drag over and drag drop functions. Basically, the drag over function is basically handled when you already started to drag something in the or something on your form, and you keep the mouse button pressed, and you are continuously dragging this object over your form. And when you release the button, then the form drag drop operation is handled. Of course, you can also have this over other elements, like if I'm dragging something into a panel, because I also set up here a panel, then this panel is also having a drag over and a drag drop function, but I'm not handling it at this moment. I mean, if I'm dragging a label over the panel, I'm not really handling this position inside the panel. So of course, if you want to do it, then you can also do it on that way, that you also let's say receive these things. The only thing what I was doing there is that I was accepting that the drag into the panel, and when I'm releasing the mouse button, I'm handling the drop function as well. So if I'm going here, then I also show here a label from the I mean the text or the caption of the label I'm showing here at the drop function. Okay, so let's see what we are or what we can do with the label. So, as I said, I set the first label to manual drag, and the second label to automatic drag. So if you have an automatic drag, then you just click on that object with the left mouse button, and then you can start to drag the object itself. And of course, you need to make sure that you are doing something with it. If you just want to record that which object you are dragging, then of course you don't need to do too much with this object. You don't need to place it anywhere. You just can pull the mouse over the form, and when you release the button, you can do the task what you want to do with this dragged object. In my case, the form was handling these two labels, and this is actually hard coded here. So as you can see that the source object, which is dragged, is just mentioned as a T object. So if you want to do something with it, you need to know exactly which type of object is dragged. In my case, because I was hard coded it to T label, only the labels can be dragged or can be followed with this option, and the panel cannot. Um, so that's an issue with this. But of course, if you develop your own application, then you can code it for the object what you want to drag. I should mention the dragover procedure, because the dragover procedure is actually having um, a variable in the call, which is the accept variable, and if you set something to be manually using the drag and drop operations, you need to make sure that this object is accepting the drag over. So when you release the button, the mouse button over this object, it can also handle the drop operation. If you are not setting this at the drag over to true, then the label will not accept, or the object will not accept the drop operation. I will show the difference between the two things. One more thing what I need to mention is that if you set something to manual, like as I mentioned, that the label one was set to manual option, or drag mode to manual, to start to drag this object, you need to make sure that you let the object started to be dragged, and in this case you can of course set this when the mouse button is down. So here I'm not checking in this procedure if the left or the right mouse button is pressed, or I had a shift or control button pressed at the same time. So I just simply allow to drag the object with the mouse. Anyway, if I would use the right mouse button, then this is not triggering really a drag operation. So with this is basically safe to start the drag operation itself. The same drag over procedure is called for the panel, because I also wanted to show that if you bring something into the panel, then of course this can handle also the dragged object. So there I'm also just showing the label of the dragged object to the panel. So let's see then how this works. So basically I was explaining all the functions code here, or the procedures code here, and then we can go through the functions again. So the label one was the manually handled label. So when I press the button on it, I can start to drag it, and if I put it into the panel, then it's showing that I was moving the label one. Now let's move it back. The label 2 was automatically handled, so when I start to drag, then it's immediately start to move without the mouse down event used at all. And if I'm dragging it over to the label 1, as the label 1 accepts the drag operation, the label itself is changing to the caption of label 2. And the same of course for the panel. It's again showing the caption of the label. Of course the panel itself cannot be moved, because there is no uh, um, let's say operation linked to it, so the panel is always static here. I could be able to move it as well, but it doesn't matter at this moment. And back to the files again. So if I'm dragging a file, of course I can't do too much with it. It's just the form itself is accepting the drag, and I could be able to drag even more, but only the first one will be shown as it was written in the code. If you don't want to have one of your objects accept the drag operation, you can do it with the drag over procedure. Telling to the procedure, or telling inside the procedure that this object should not accept the drag operation itself. So instead of setting the accept true, you can set it to false, and with this you will make sure that this object will not accept the operation. So in this case, originally the label one accepted the label to dragging and changed the caption, but if I'm dragging it right now, setting that to false, this will not trigger the drag drop operation or drag drop procedure to be called. So as you can see now, even if I'm pulling it over to that one, it's not changing the label, and I can do it for the panel as well. So if I'm set it on the panel to false, then the panel will also not accept this label to be pulled over, or basically any label to be pulled over. So as you can see now, even if I'm trying to pull it into the panel, it's not bringing up the show message, not even for the other one. So basically this object is simply blocked to accept any drag drop operation. So that's all for the drag and drop operations in Lazarus and Pascal. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and if so, then please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. With this, I wish you happy coding, and see you next time.